Hello. So, we're back today with the next reading, the next daily reading. This has kind of become a challenge for myself to keep up with these, so I'm excited to continue. Today, so I was going to do a collective message, but I kind of feel like I should do a message from the cloud spirits, from the clouds, because I don't know if it was in a dream or if this was something I actually saw, because it just came back into my mind, into my awareness. But I saw a video on YouTube about like the spirit messages from clouds, or like what the clouds are here to tell you. And I thought that was interesting because I had been thinking about clouds these past few days, and I'm always looking at clouds. I just love clouds. I'm actually a part of a cloud appreciation group on Facebook. I highly suggest you join it. But I wasn't sure if that was a dream or if I actually saw that. I feel like it might have been a dream. But it makes me want to come out and tell you a little bit about what this cloud spirits are trying to tell us. So I'm just going to begin. We already have Seven of Swords out, and I'm gonna keep it out. But give me 1 second. Okay, cloud spirits, spirit of the clouds, spirit in general. What do you have to tell us? Oh, the sun. That song is always in my head whenever the sun comes out. Here comes the sun. Here comes the sun. I say it's alright. We have 2 10s here because we have 7 and 3 and 10. 10 of Wands reversed and Knight of Pentacles. Messages from the cloud spirits. The first thing that I was going to say when I saw the 7 of Swords was it made me think, I've never seen this image this way before, but it made me think, I'll show you. It made me think that these were the same people, and it was like reflecting the different energies that this one person has. We don't know what, physical embodiment they actually take on. Maybe it's neither, but these are just different expressions of themselves. And so I've never seen it that way before, but especially with her gazing towards the window, and then there's the horse grazing outside, and then there's this man, and he's kind of in a vulnerable position tucked away. It did feel like 2 expressions of one person's energy. And so if this is a collective reading, it does feel like, and if we're going to do divine feminine and divine masculine, the feminine and the masculine, then it does kind of feel like it's like almost like the feminine is like coming out into the light, or like ready to be awoken, or ready to move forward, ready to get out of this box, ready to get out of hiding. And it's almost like the masculine is almost like too afraid or too insecure or unsure of themselves, and their ability to be out in the world, to exist out in the world, and to keep up in a way that is that fits this representation of strength that our masculine energy is always being forced to live within. It kind of feels like the masculine is in this position now where they're like exhausted. Okay, so if this is talking about, like, let's say we're talking about an individual, right? And everybody has masculine and feminine energy. It feels like the part of us that is always having to be strong and extroverted and open and assertive and having a plan and taking on the weight and, knowing what to do, being able to carry the burden, being able to carry the weight, being able to lead. It feels like that part of us has been like melted down into this very vulnerable state, almost back into like the childlike state, and is no longer willing to put up this and keep up with this front of, you know, how strong they are, or how strong we are, and how capable we are, and how ambitious we are. And it's almost like wanting to just be able to be seen in this vulnerable light, or just not have to be out in the world. It's almost like wanting to hide away with this Seven of Swords. But then the feminine energy within us feels like it is ready for a new beginning, ready to be fulfilled, especially with passion, and ready to have some more grounding, ready to have more of a natural flow with the world, with the earth, especially with nature, and become more in tune with that vibe. And I do almost feel like in this particular circumstance, it's almost like the feminine aspects of us, and this isn't super surprising because all of the readings these past few days have been kind of saying the same message. But again, it kind of feels like the feminine is the one that's now taking the lead, and almost like reframing our masculine energies understanding of what it means to be in control, and what it means to work hard, and what it means to be successful, and what it means to lead. And I guess kind of showing us another way is what it feels like, and helping us to slow down, to enter a state that is more in alignment with what feels good, rather than having this rush of adrenaline that kicks us into high gear and moves us to be passionate or creative or ambitious or all of these things, but we burn out so easily. And it's like now it's time for us to enter a more soothing, a more soft state, a slower pace, and enter the energy of like a gentle pursuer. Kind of what it feels like. It feels very gentle. It feels very soft and slow and patient, like the rising sun. Patient and generous with its patience, and generous with its understanding. Here comes the sun. Do-do-do-do. Yeah, and it's almost like it's almost like our feminine energy is coming in and teaching us how to be confident in our own passions, and how to welcome in like a new sense of aliveness. That's what the clouds are coming in to tell us. What are the other messages from the clouds? I wasn't completely sure of that message. I didn't feel super confident as I was expressing it, but I feel like that's maybe a representation of what is happening, at least within me, in terms of how this masculine versus feminine energy is playing out, where it's like the masculine is just very insecure and very unsure of themselves, because it's not there's not a whole lot of stability. That's so funny. Four of Pentacles came out just as I was saying stability. But yeah, and so everything is kind of a bit of a question. And there's the Empress, Queen of Wands, Page of Wands, and the Four of Pentacles, and the Empress. Yeah, but it feels like everything for the masculine is more of a questioning. We're in a questioning state. We're not super confident, and we don't have the answers. And so we're kind of trusting for the feminine it's almost like putting your faith in the feminine to be open to us exploring her realm a little bit more. Putting your faith in the darkness, putting your faith in the unknown, and trusting that they won't judge you for asking questions, for exploring, for becoming the student again, for not knowing, for not understanding, and trusting that that energy will have patience with you, and that energy will be soft with you and gentle with you, because I feel like that's what our masculine energy needs right now. It needs patience for the exploration phase, and maybe just in general in society, masculine energy right now needs to receive a lot of patience as it goes out of its comfort zone of being this like brute, strong force, back into a child state to rebuild itself into something more healthy and in more alignment with who it actually wants to be, who it truly is, what it truly feels. And in order to do that, it has to become reacclimated with the feminine. And as the feminine is coming out of hiding and kind of being embraced more by everybody, the masculine is almost like asking permission to confront this energy in a gentle way as a student, and learn from it and ask questions and explore it and peer into it and decipher and all of these things. But it takes bravery to be vulnerable enough to be the student, and to be vulnerable enough to start over, and to actively seek out your own undoing and your own unraveling in order to learn how to be yourself again. And so it feels like there is this energy of patience. Yeah. For the feminine energy, though, like, we're in our power place. So the feminine energy within you, however that is expressed, is something that you should really look into, because it seems like it's really in a place of power right now. And if your life feels kind of slow and feels kind of like kind of peaceful, it can feel maybe a little bit uncomfortable, because we've all been in such a rush, especially because we're living with these systems of capitalism, and hustle culture, and all of these things that make us feel like go, 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 work, 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 build, 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 expand, expand, expand. And the feminine is coming in and she's like, shh, slow down, breathe, take your time. There's no need to rush. There's nowhere that we're going. Like, calm down. And that energy can be kind of a lot, and it can be unwelcomed if you're not ready if you're not ready to experience that slowness yet. And so I feel like for some people, the feminine energy might be coming in, and it might be causing a bit of a clash with our comfort zone of the rush, because the rush fills your space to the point where you're not you don't have time to think about the self-aware things, and have to think about what's hurting you or what's missing in your life, because you're busy. And once you're not busy anymore, then everything begins to become a lot more clear. And sometimes we don't want things to be clear. Sometimes we like to live in the blur. Fast nights and fast nights. There's that song by Sabrina Claudio, fast cars and fast nights, yeah. Flow right and realize we couldn't help it. Outlies and backsides. Give me a second to forget I even really meant it. Oh yeah, I love that song. Yeah, the hermit mode. The masculine is definitely going into hermit mode. Masculine energy is in the hermit mode, and it's really good though. It's really good. Like, I feel like this is what we need. The masculine within all of us needs this, and masculine energy in general needs this. And I want to say, like, maybe part of this is also trusting that you are still the provider, you are still the protector, you are still ambitious, you are still a leader in hermit mode. You know what I mean? Like, hermit mode doesn't mean completely disengaging from society and from everyone and no longer being a part of life at all. Hermit mode just means that you're no longer going to ignore the voice within you. Hermit mode just means that you're finally going to open up that closet, that attic, and start going through the boxes, It doesn't mean you can't take a break. Hermit mode is just about becoming the student, learning. It makes me think of Sagittarius energy. So maybe temperance is also an energy that's pretty strong here. Temperance and justice, I feel like, are energies that are super relevant. 4-4. Knight, knave, 5. Oh, well, there's temperance. Okay. So far to me, we couldn't help it. Outlies and backside, yeah. Give me a second to forget I ever really meant it. Fast cars and fast nights, yeah. Oh my God, you guys, I really feel like the feminine, though, is having a blast. I feel like if you can try your best to not fight this energy and instead just allow it to flow into your life and allow it to take over. If you can, try not to fight this energy and just allow it to take over your life. Allow the feminine energy to take over your life and lead you where you need to go. I feel like you're gonna have a really great time. I honestly do. I feel like you're gonna be in your pleasure state. It's just gonna be relaxing. It's just gonna be soothing. It just feels like it's gonna be ease, a whole bunch of ease. And also like a whole bunch of like, it's like very much so foreplay energy. Stop. Four of Pentacles continues to want to come out. It's like the feminine is what's going to be bringing in this stability. And you're going to be experiencing what stability feels like spiritually and emotionally, to be emotionally and spiritually stable. You know, we're always so focused on being physically stable, like our bodies healthy and stuff like that, and then financially stable, you know, having a home over our head and all of this stuff, which is very important. 444 is a thing. Yeah, which is funny because 444 talks about the home, so that makes sense. Finances, home, foundation, things like that. But I feel like the feminine is coming in and showing us what it means to have emotional stability and financial and spiritual stability, and how that reverberates out into the rest of our life and creates overall stability. But that internal work takes a lot of time. That's the hardest work to do. That's the slowest work also. So slowness is definitely a vibe. It's a vibe here. But it can be fun. It can be like foreplay. It can be like wrestling and tussling, and it can be exciting if you allow it to be. It can be stimulating if you allow it to be. It doesn't need to be torture. You know, it's like a tease, but it's nice. It's nice if you let it be nice to you. Yeah. Give me a second to forget I ever really meant it. Yeah. I'm sorry to you. Give me a second to forget. And I feel like in this hermit mode, the masculine, there's gonna be like there's like a fire being lit beneath you while we're in this hermit mode. Yeah, we also have 9 energy here. Yeah, but there's a fire. 4, 5, 6, 9. All those numbers. There's a fire being lit beneath you during this hermit mode. And the more that you allow yourself to contemplate, and the more that you allow yourself to unravel and dig deep, the more that this passion will begin to burn within you. And it's like you're gonna be able to understand exactly what it is that you've always felt that you were capable of, but you were never able to really ground into reality because you were always battling with these ideas of being that weren't real. And it's almost like in this hermit mode, you're going to begin to really see yourself. And there's like a fire being lit, and it's exciting. There's lots of fire energy here, actually. Actually, there's a lot of fire energy here, which is a good thing. Oh, yeah. Give me a second to forget I ever really meant it. Okay, so let us. These are all messages from the clouds. I think I'm gonna do. Look, there's the High Priestess. I'm telling you. I think I'm gonna do a like an actual cloud reading, because I do feel like they're trying to tell us something. It's just that I'm distracted right now, so I'm struggling to focus. But I'm gonna take a bunch of pictures of the clouds, and then I'm gonna do a reading based off of that. But you know, this is all about exploring your own creativity. What inspires you to act? For me, it's the clouds. What is it for you? You know? And it doesn't need to be validated by anybody else. It just needs to mean something to you. I think that's intuition. It is. It is, it is. Intuition. Queen Nandi. See, it's like the masculine is going back into like their baby mode, and the feminine is just here, and she's like, okay, time to take over. Time to take over. All you have to do is jump over the moon. Cow. All you have to do is jump over the moon. All you have to do is jump over the moon. All you have to do is, all you have to do is, all you have to do is jump over the moon. All you have to do is, all you have to do, all you have to do is jump over the moon. Over the moon, over the moon. All you have to do is jump over the moon. Yeah, well, with this one, with the intuition card, it just, I don't know, I'm not picking up a whole lot from it other than like looking at the symbols in your life and figuring out what they mean to you. It's almost like with this intuition card, it's like less about, so like let's say you see 1111, and you know how you can Google what 1111 means, or let's say you have a dream and you can Google what, you know, a bear comes up to you in your dream and you Google what that means. It feels like there's supposed to be less of a reliance on established truths, just like there's less of a reliance for the masculine right now on the established understandings of what masculinity is, and moving into a space where you are self-defining. And so when it comes to the signs and the symbols that are coming up in your life, just like the High Priestess, it's like you need to start writing your own book of records of what symbols mean to you. You know, figure it out for yourself. Don't go asking around. And that's what it is with the feminine opening up to us. It's kind of like she's giving you the chance to explore the spiritual, explore the subconscious, explore the darkness and the unknown, and begin to understand what these symbols in your life mean, what it means for you specifically, rather than having to check in and see whether your experiences can be validated through another source outside of yourself. It's time to find that within, you know, being your own divine partner and carrying out. It's like going into research mode. It is like High Priestess, the Hermit. Those are all cards where, you know, you're becoming a student and a teacher, but you're learning, and you're not afraid to dig in and to ask questions. And trusting your own intuition takes time. Getting to understand what your intuition even sounds like takes a lot of time. But once you can do that, then you begin to decipher messages for yourself. And you don't need to reference other people so often. And one thing I used to say a lot when I was doing a lot of readings this time last year was that everybody should get a tarot deck, or everybody should get an oracle deck, and just learn how to read for themselves, because it's good for you to strengthen your own understanding of your life and things that are happening for you, and not always feel the need to reference other people. And again, I mean, sometimes you just need other people's help and other people's opinions. I find that I like receiving readings from other readers rather than reading for myself. But I do think that this is a matter of building up self-trust. And part of that comes with understanding your own truth by looking in the mirror, looking at your reflection and seeing what it's showing you. And trusting that you can see what it's showing you, rather than dismissing what you see and pretending like what you see isn't there, right? Because you don't trust your own perspective. It's time to really see yourself. All you have to do is jump over the moon. All you have to do is, all you have to do is, I feel kind of nauseous. I'm just gonna pull one more card from the Goddess and Gods and Guardians deck, and then I think we'll be done. So this last one, okay, any final messages, clouds? Cloud spirits, please give us any final messages that, you know, I'm like, is that for us or is that not for us? Okay. All you have to do is, there we go, shadow work. Masculine energy. Oh my god, shut the fuck up. Oh, sorry. Look at that. Thoth, divine masculine. And I split the deck, and that's what I saw right after I said shadow work, Lilith. And then right after that, we have Isis, who can represent feminine energy. So that's kind of funny. Oshun! She came out in the African goddess deck too. Fearless love over there, and sweet success with this one. And then we have, and Oshun is also huge. Oh, Oshun and Persephone, big feminine energies. Oshun, Persephone, and Merlin. So Merlin talks about cosmic knowledge, Persephone talks about new beginnings, and Oshun talks about sweet success. Then when I split the deck, we had Thoth with divine masculine. Oh, and then Avalon Priestess, intuitive awakening, and Lilith, face your shadow. Face your shadow. 1 second. So let's go through everything. Especially, look at Thoth here. And look at behind Thoth, there's no more hiding. Yes. No more hiding who you really are. Look at his makeup. Right? Like, we're getting different expressions of what masculinity can look like. And I think that that's really healthy, and that's really positive and exciting. And that's exactly what it needs. And facing, that's what I said, like, with the facing your shadow, when the masculine begins to go into hermit mode and do some of that shadow work, and especially because this doesn't just apply to men, we all have masculine energy within us. So a part of us is going to be doing shadow work within all of us. But like I said about shadow work and about healing and hermit mode, you don't completely disengage, because like I also said, the feminine is about to be popping out and she's going to be having a fabulous time. And we see that with Persephone and Oshun here, and even with the Avalon Priestess, new beginnings, and Apollo, divine messages. Like, our feminine energy is going to be helping us stay alive in the waking world, and also helping to guide us back onto our path of alignment with peace and pleasure and soul-fulfilling work, while our masculine goes in and finds out what drives us, what it means, what has meaning for us, and how we want to be defined when we're in that energy. You know, what do we want to lead us through that energy? And all of this is also doing a lot of exploration of self, asking yourself, who are you? Becoming more interested and intrigued by yourself, becoming more engaged with and connected to understanding who you are. Maybe this is about looking at your birth chart and starting to really do research on your astrology, or beginning to connect to your ancestors, or beginning to go through your past history, getting past life readings, trying to figure out what the Akashic realms records are, and going into there and trying to figure out that, you know, trying to understand past lives. Maybe this is about joining spiritual communities or groups that support men or masculine energy and their healing and in confidence. And maybe this is about going, figuring out what makes you feel peaceful, what makes you feel more comfortable and loved in your feminine energy. But this is a lot of exploration energy. It's a lot of student energy. It's being right at the beginning and not being afraid to not know, because when you don't know, then there's so much room to discover all of these incredible things. But I've got to go because I need to take a picture of the clouds so I can do a reading about it later. But that's your reading. Let me just see if there's one more message, and then I've got to go. Anything else? Cloudy clouds? Any final messages for the group? I'm gonna shuffle the deck. Oh. It's Bridget! Oh my god, look. Okay, so this is for our masculine energy again. Oh god. And see, there's the fire. So, Thoth, divine masculine, you are a healer. You are a healer, and you absolutely are. Like, a lot of our healing attributes are attributed to the feminine, and the feminine has so much healing power, but so does the masculine. And it's time to tap into exactly what that healing energy looks like within the masculine. How is the masculine a healer? Beginning to discover that will be really, really fabulous and wonderful and exciting, and it will bring new meaning, and it will give new power to you and your own experiences and your own especially your own value within the spiritual community. Not feeling like you have to make yourself fit into certain boxes, but realizing that there's a whole energy that you are responsible for, that you bring to the table, that's unique to your expression through your masculine energy. So it's time to figure out how that plays out as a healer. And there's a fire being lit within you, Bridget. Okay, that's it. Yeah, it's a sacred medicine. I hope you enjoyed this reading, and I will be back tomorrow. Toodaloo.